Good afternoon, Your Honor. Daniel Magoo.
All right. Mr. Gu, you are representing yourself. I do have to apprise you that you are before the court on charge of resisting and obstructing a police officer. That is a high court misdemeanor, or what technically is known as a high court misdemeanor, and or felony punishable by up to 2 years, $2,000 fine plus court costs. There are great perils in representing yourself. In this, you have to understand that I am going to treat you the same as though you know the laws and the rules of evidence. I will not treat you worse because you are not represented. I will not treat you better or grant any favors or try to clarify anything for you. If for whatever reason during any point in this proceeding you wish to be represented by counsel and cannot afford to hire counsel, counsel will be appointed to represent you. As I have in the past hearings asked you to acknowledge what I've said, I'm going to only indicate that I believe that you understand English. You believe that the words that I have said to you are understood, so that we don't get into, you need to remove the gum from your mouth.
Mr. McAir is back, and he's about to find out why having legal representation is so important. If this is your first time on my channel, this is part 2 of a video we did a little while back. Daniel McAir is an absolute idiot. He refuses to answer Judge Simpson's questions and acts like a smug smartass who thinks he's above everyone else. As you can see, it was a rough start for Mr. McAir here, and honestly, it's so weird saying that name because it just sounds strange. It was definitely a bad start for him. He was literally chewing gum in the courtroom with no representation. Seriously, you need legal representation, guys. Please, don't do what Mr. McAir is doing here. But enough of my talking, let's go ahead and dive right in to see what McAir and Judge Simpson get into today.
And
Thank you.
so I will not ask you to acknowledge. I will presume that you do indeed understand everything that I've said. Now, having said that, what are we doing with this case?
I'd like to move for evidentiary hearing or prelim.
You wish to have a preliminary examination?
Preliminary examination, yes, sir.
Would the people have their witnesses available the second?
We can try, Your Honor, but before moving toward that, would the court be willing to make its inquiries about discovery? I am aware of the defendant having filed a writ of mandamus with the Court of Appeals of the state of Michigan.
Yes.
That was subsequently without prejudice by the Court of Appeals.
Correct.
Contained within that, though, there are allegations that my office has violated its Brady obligations and has not provided sufficient discovery. So I'm not sure if we're ready to move forward to preliminary exam. The defendant is saying that he doesn't have all the discovery. That is the concern of the court. The record I feel compelled to make at this time, though, is that the people have provided, I do believe, complete discovery to the defendant, and I believe that some of the representations that were made in this writ of mandamus that has been dismissed appear to allege that things that have already been denied by this court should be produced. Furthermore, the defendant filed a motion with no notice of hearing attached to it. So there's an outstanding motion in this case as well, no hearing date scheduled. So I'm hoping to sort of reconcile both of those things as whether or not discovery is complete, the defendant's prepared to move forward, and if he ever intends to file a notice of hearing to go along with the motion that I received in this case on 11/22.
Mr. Gu, your response?
My response is that I thought this was the hearing that we were setting for the motion. So if I have to set a motion for a notice of hearing for that motion, I will do that today, Your Honor, promptly.
What about discovery?
I'm ready to move forward on my what I meant by my discovery comment was that there's still no exculpatory evidence as far as that I did anything wrong as far as anything that they've submitted. So if it was improper for the wording, Your Honor, I apologize, but my ultimate goal is have the prosecution present their evidence against me.
I'm going to indicate discovery is complete because I don't know what you're saying, because what you just said regarding discovery didn't make any sense. as it regards the motion, we will hear the motion or the motion will be heard on date of exam.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Deal with it at that point in time. So the people would have their witnesses available on the second.
We could try for the second, Your Honor.
Preliminary examination in person, January 2nd, 2025, 12.
Yeah.
12 noon, that is before me.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And continue.
This guy is a perfect example of why you need legal representation. Not only that, but he's so smug and actually tries to outsmart the judge somehow, which I don't really understand. Why would he think that's a good idea? If anyone has any insight, let me know in the comments why this guy is so crazy or irrational. To me, he comes off like a sovereign citizen. I've covered a few sovereign citizens on my channel, and they always have this over-the-top, smug, authoritarian tone toward the judge, acting like they're better than everyone, and it's just complete craziness. This guy is in a case for assaulting a police officer, and on top of that, he lost custody of his child because of it. Losing custody is no joke, it's a very serious matter. Yet he acts like it's just another day in the park, walking into court like, oh, I didn't do it, I didn't do this, completely ignoring the fact that he really needs legal representation. He's making the judge absolutely despise him, and I think everyone watching feels the same way. This just goes to show how crucial legal representation is. You see it far too often, people representing themselves, especially sovereign citizens, rarely end well. They end up hurting themselves, and in this case, he lost his kid. It just makes no sense. This guy is clearly mentally unstable or just plain crazy, and I honestly don't know how he even had a kid or how he managed to take care of one, because he seems so immature. That's going to wrap up my take here. I'll be posting the other court hearing in January, which I think will be extremely entertaining. I can't wait to watch it. But this was another clip of Mayur. If you guys enjoyed, I'd really appreciate a like and subscribe, it helps me out a ton. That's going to wrap up my breakdown. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, take care.